Hey, you guys, welcome. I am super duper excited to be doing this Instagram live with one of my one-on-one clients, Saadia, who is going to join us very, very shortly. There she is. And I believe she's already requested to join. I'm going to share, we're going to have a conversation and essentially share with you how Saadia and I created and scaled her business to multiple five-figure months doing exactly what she loves. And she's incredible at what she does. I'm going to let her introduce herself in a second and tell you what she does specifically. She's an amazing kinesiologist, but through our work together, we just saw her business and took it to a completely different level. Say hello if you are watching live. Okay, I am going to allow... That works. One second. There she is.
Hi.
Hello. Can you hear me all okay? Because I've got my mic plugged in.
Love it. Can you hear me?
Yes. Oh my gosh, I am
I am
so
so pumped to be
excited.
here.
Pardon?
I am so pumped to be here.
Oh, I am so excited to be chatting with you. And you are just like one of my favorite people, honestly. Like, I was just thinking before this live, like we go back like probably 12 years, right? Like we met when I was still working at one of the aesthetic clinics, like back in my old days, my past life, and just like reminiscing about how you went from corporate to setting up your own business, becoming a kinesiologist. So basically, I said at the beginning of this live, like I'm going to allow you to really to share your journey and the energetic, the mindset, and the strategic, steps that you took, because it's not just the one-on-one. Like we've been working since almost like the end of 2024, so that I think the viewers and people who I, might potentially be thinking of like, okay, is Joanna's work for me? For you to share your experience and what it truly takes to bring your body, your mind, your soul fully on board, like fully expressed, fully tapped into your passion, and see the results just happen so much more effortlessly than following like the very like strategies. So anyway, I would love for you to just introduce yourself. Tell us what you do. Obviously, I know what you do, but viewers don't. But yeah, go ahead and share with the audience, like, what is it that you do, Saadia?
Absolutely. So I'm a kinesiologist and a kinesiology educator. I have a very, very successful clinic, and my mission is for every practitioner, every household out there to know what kinesiology is and how to use it to supercharge their practice.
I love that. And I remember when we reconnected, you said to me, like, I have this powerful modality in my hand, and I know that I'm not utilizing it fully. Like, I have an idea for this. And I even remember, like, that is a really core of the work that I do, when you said, I feel like this work is bigger than even me, and I just need somebody who's going to take the bigness of this work and put it into tangible words that people can actually understand. But it also feels so fulfilling at the same time to go like, that is my life's mission. So I'm curious for you to share. You realize that bigness, but what were you actually struggling with before we started working together in your business? And that's kind of, not just in your business, like mindset wise, energy wise, what was showing up in your life, in your business, that you went, I need help?
It's so interesting because a year before we started, no, 6 months before we started working together, we had like a clarity call, right? And now I see it because I had my other business, which was great. It was profitable. But I had basically written this beautiful body of work and put it on the shelf because I was so afraid, literally, of letting this baby enter the world. And I didn't even know why. And when we had the clarity call, I thought, oh, okay, let's talk about the business I'm actually ready to get rid of, which is why, we didn't start working together sooner, because my attention was on what was in front of me, not what needed to be born. And so I think it took a few months for me to go, oh, this is what we need to talk about. But really, it was, not, I knew that my work was not in alignment, even though I had a profitable business. It was my health. I was exhausted. Like, I was hustling harder than I'd ever hustled. And I hate hustling, and I was fatigued. I was cranky. And it wasn't, when you're doing what you're supposed to do, what your mission is, you shouldn't be feeling shitty.
Totally agree.
And so it was then I was like, when you started offering money experience and the energetics piece, I thought there's something here, because I'm not my energetic container or my embodiment. Something isn't right. And what I loved about you, because I was obviously watching you the whole time, was that you brought those things together, right? It's like, it's hugely practical. We very much operate in a 3D world, but we need to have the container, the energetic container, right? And that was when, right, I'm ready. I got to talk to her.
I love that. And I remember that time you shared that I did so many like money manifestation courses, right? Like even like the top coaches out there, which, we're not going to name for no reason, but you did show like, I did this before, but I still felt like something was missing. So I'd love for you to just share like even just the journey of bringing the money energetics into your identity and into your business. What shifted and what was different about it for you?
Well, it was very interesting because, you and I were always in touch, right? And I did all these other courses, which were great because they were all about exploring your limiting beliefs, yada, yada, blah, looking for blocks. And it was a very specific chat that you and I were having because I was busy looking for the next, what am I doing wrong? What block is there within me to where I want to go next? And all you said to me was, maybe we don't need to look for blocks anymore. Maybe it's doing something besides looking for blocks. You don't need to look for blocks. And the moment you said that, it was like a lightning bolt. I remember reading the message on a messenger and it was like, it's shh. And I was like, okay. That's when it clicked into me that, and of course we had to dive into this body of work, but if you keep looking for problems, you're going to fucking find problems.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
So you stopped looking for problems and you decided to focus on
money experience. I went straight into your money experience program, which luckily for me, or serendipitously, was ready to start a week after. It perfectly aligned timing.
And I'm curious, like from just the money experience, because we're running the money experience 2.0 right now. You're doing this again, but I'm curious to hear what was like the biggest shift for you around money itself, ability to manifest differently, ability to create it completely differently. What shifted for you money wise itself? I'm just curious on that note.
You mean the energy side? And
the energy side, yes.
It was the feminine energetics piece. Nobody talks about that. Like, it's so interesting. And, you really showed me this, especially in our one-to-one work and in the energetics piece, that we fall out of our feminine energetic gifts into this very male, hustling, patriarchal way of working, which works for some people. And when we care about something, I think that was the difference. When I was in banking, I operated on complete feminine principles because that was my default setting and I didn't give a shit. Like, I really didn't care that much. But when I had my own businesses, I cared about them so much that the messaging I took on was very masculine, energetic coaching. And as soon as we made that shift, everything just started falling into place. It became so easy to manifest things again, and so coming that full circle in money experience for me was, I keep telling you that when I have my millions, you're gonna get some of them because it was priceless.
And I think just that piece alone, when because you said like you were in that energy before, like, and that's what I see a lot of women. It's not that they need to learn something new, they just need to remember, like, you don't operate solely on follow this strategy, follow the execution. Like, execution is important, like showing up, being visible with your business, speaking about how amazing your services and products are. And I even saw one of your videos this morning when you shared about one of your clients who said, oh, it's so nice that you don't sell. And like, women are natural sellers, right? Like, we're natural sellers when we are in that feminine energy of just being so unapologetic, owning how powerful we are. And when we use the right energy in business, and that's, you know, I often say 95% feminine mixed with masculine, with the action taking, that's when the business building
Right.
becomes so much more effortless. So I know that many people roll their eyes when they see, like, well, you can't run your business effortlessly. I call bullshit, because you can. You
Okay.
absolutely can, when you know how to tap into the right energies to make that happen. And you are a living and breathing proof of that. That before we even, you know, went into one-on-ones, it was just shifting that perspective, and
Fundamentals.
those energetics already made such a huge difference in your business, but also in your life, which was incredible.
Yeah.
So then you decided to join the one-on-one, and that's when everything just blew up, right? Like,
Exploded.
so I'd love for you to just share, you know, how, what happened, like, from your perspective, when we just took, let's say, your kinesiology business, and then I helped you see the power of what you actually have in your hands, what you were, let's call it, downloaded, you were giving your purpose to, and when you actually saw the power of your own work. Yeah, tell me your experience.
I can't even. I mean, the fact that I had this gift and I was ready to just leave it on the shelf, you know, because I was so afraid of all this shit I got from people, of there were so many programmed fears. And I think this is the beauty of your coaching, because it is very, look, here's your gift, here's how you're limiting yourself in ways that you can't even see, you know, and then actually, okay, how do we package this up? How do we make it tangible for people who don't have no idea what this is? And how unique is it? And how do you talk to the world about it? And I didn't even have to try. People were asking me when the course was launching, before I even launched it. You know, they were naturally, my students were naturally saying, so when is diploma? When is this happening? We don't want to go to another school. It just, I didn't have to do anything, you know. And I think that the power of our work as well was this bullshit belief I had that, oh, I must have sales funnels, I must have a sales page, I must have a website, blah 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 blah. And you were like, just do it. Like, just just do it, figure it out later. And then you realize that when you're in that flow, people and events just guide you to the bits you need to do. You know, it was just incredible. Like, I've had to do very little work at the end of the day to get to where you got me.
I love that. I love that. And what you said about, you know, I had so little to do to get to the result, which proves the absolute truth that when, you know, when you are fully tapped in into the power of your work, when you can see it clearly, and, you know, I proudly say, like, that is what my genius is. Holding a mirror in front of you and say, hey, this is where you're not fully tapping into what's available for you. This is where your genius actually is. This is what you're holding or you're hiding from the world, that once you fully showcase with so much confidence, and we get that energy on board as well, because, you know, you shared many times, like, oh gosh, there are fears, and these were like past life fears, right? Like, the bullshit that your body was carrying from all these experiences in this incarnation, past incarnations, etc., etc., that even though you knew you had such powerful modality on your shelf, it was the energetic, let's call them blocks. I don't actually like using the word block, but there were frequencies in your body that were actually stopping clients even seeing you. So this is what I see so many women doing every single day. Like they do it and do it and do it and do it and do it. And it's like, why aren't people like asking me? Why aren't people buying? Why aren't people joining? Well, it's not so much what you say and do, it's the energy behind
100%.
it either allows them in or creates this barrier in front of you. So even though you're visible out there, you know, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn, emails, etc., people cannot hear you or see you.
Yeah, because you
And
can't hear
you
or
are
see
the
yourself.
proof that when we shifted that, it's like I literally after every session, you message me, it's like, Joanna, I just had another payment coming in. And it was literally just the energy work that we did to get your body and you on board fully behind your work, right?
Absolutely. I think it's, for me, it was the power of both, you know, like that's what makes your work so glorious. It's the combination of naming it and structuring it and messaging it, but also this, okay, what's in the way? And let's not waste time wallowing in it. We figure out what it is and then we, you know, get rid of it.
Yeah.
We don't need to talk about it for weeks and days on end, which is very much what I do in my work as well. So it was just astounding, really.
And that's what I love, what's powerful about your work. And, you know, you're a perfect example of the people that I absolutely love working with, because you're not sharing your amazing kinesiology diploma just for the sake of like, well, I'm just going to teach people what kinesiology is. I remember when you told me what you really deeply believe your mission is, I knew that there and then we were just an instant match, because when I truly thrive is when I work with people who have such an amazing vision for changing, let's call it changing the world. I know it's cliche, but
No.
you do have something so amazing in your hands that when you share with your practitioners, and you know, I know you work with, you know, nutritionists, health coaches, existing kinesiologists, and generally people who want to help other people, right? Like in health realms, etc.,
Absolutely.
etc. So when you told me like this is the vision that I have, this is the mission that I want to bring into the world, this is what I feel, sense, this is the information that I've been given, I just don't know how to, you know, how to make it tangible for people to understand. That's when I had tingles, because like, okay, this is the woman who's committed to making it more about the mission than her.
Absolutely.
You had something in your hands that you knew was so much more valuable than just, let's just make money, let's just hit 5 figures, let's just do this. Like when we did the VIP day, and I want to chat about VIP day as well, when you fully saw like, okay, how different and how unique your methodology is, that it wasn't just kinesiology, it's like a methodology that literally allows people heal in one session
Exactly.
in less than what, you know, 30-20 minutes. Like you were the proof of a person who fully owned her power and said like, yes, when you come to a session with me, I literally can spot exactly what's going on your health wise, help you shift it so you can move forward.
Absolutely.
And those are the people that I absolutely like, I thrive working with, because we are creating something bigger in this world than just the money itself, right?
Exactly. And you know, we women specialize in quantum leaps if we let ourselves. That's our gift. And I think that's one of the beautiful things about your coaching style is if someone wants to work at that speed and that level, they can.
Totally. So then we had the VIP day, and you know, we're talking about quantum speeds, quantum leaps,
Oh
etc.,
my God.
etc. We mapped out your entire multiple six-figure year, and I remember before we had the VIP day, you know, it's like the rational mind was, well, how do I make it happen? How do I make it happen? What do I need to do? Like, what steps do I need to take? And like the logical mind can often get in a way and make it so overwhelming, and before you know it, like you haven't even moved. But we spent less than 4 hours on that, you know, have VIP day, and we mapped everything out. How did you feel, and like what did that shift for you, just seeing it visibly and knowing that what you have in mind and the goal and the vision that you have in mind is absolutely totally doable, and it's actually less scary than you had imagined?
total confidence. You know, the goal was to be able to, like, we did so much work on what feminine energetics are and what feeling locked into your purpose is. And, you know, we did so much of that together. And then that day, that 4 hours that we just smashed through everything, like messaging and framework and how do you articulate the framework and the genius of what this is. And it just became locked in permanently. It was like baking the cake or baking the clay into, you know, otherwise it was a bit gooey and it kept kind
Yeah.
of flaking or whatever. And now it's like, no, it's locked in. Best workshop I've ever done in my life. And I've done a lot in my like corporate ex-life.
Mm.
You know, and by the end of it, my brain was like on the wall. But in the best possible way. It was phenomenal. And actually that is something I want to do regularly, because the power of that concentrated time together and a whiteboard and just banging it out,
Yeah.
like,
And I'm glad you're sharing this, because that is also the piece, like, you know, I you know that I don't just rely on energetics and mindset piece. Like those are, I would say, 80% of the work that I do, the identity piece, which we'll come to in a second. But it's also having the plan, like, okay, this is your goal. Now let's work it backwards. Let's bring it down to the 3D reality so that, yes, your brain can comprehend it. And then you know exactly what kind of steps to take. But it's taking them from a completely different place. Like you said, being locked in, being so confident, being so embodied, being so fully behind your work, because not only now, yes, you have the steps, but you also have your energy behind it. So this is like the point that I really just want to stress is when you're in that place, it is absolutely impossible not to make dreams happen, or like make reality happen when you have a plan that you know exactly that's going to get you there, and you have energy behind it, and you've got you behind your work, feeling locked in, confident, and just fully owning the power of this. So I'm so glad you are sharing that. And having kind of mentioned the identity piece, because this is the key foundation of the work that I do, I'd love for you to share like some of the key identity shifts that you have experienced and embodied in our time together.
oh, I love this question. I think the key one really is putting myself on a pedestal. I think that was the first affirmation we did. You know, and particularly speaking to all the mothers out there, like I lost that when I became a mother and a wife completely. And I didn't know that it was impacting everything, not just my business, my marriage, my, you know, my finances, my health. And the key, that just that key shift, that for me to be the ultimate creator, the pedestal, like on the pedestal of my universe, that shifted everything. It shifted. My marriage was already pretty good, but you know, it took it to the next level. Like I wasn't expecting my marriage, my relationship with my son, my home life, my health. I wasn't expecting these things to take off with just that simple shift that so many of us women, I mean, you and I have talked about this loads in our sessions. We just put ourselves next or not first, and
Yeah.
everything goes wrong. Just reclaiming that, you know, and also reclaiming that I do actually have a gift to share with the world. Nobody else gets to fuck around with that, you know. And that kind of, that total freedom from anything external, like nothing external has any power over me, whether it's, you know, court and counsel, remember our court and counsel issue, whatever the hell, you know, nothing else has any control. Like the confidence and the power that comes with that, like for me, those were probably the three biggest. There are many, many more, but I'll stick to the top
I,
three.
I love that you're speaking to the pedestal bit, because I mean, I'd love to hear from, you know, people watching live on the replay, like how many women have problem with putting themselves on a pedestal, because we've been so conditioned to, like, you know, I'm a mother first, I'm the wife then, and if I get any time to myself, then that's great. And there's this belief that many women have that if they do put themselves on a pedestal, if they put themselves first, and they do become, let's call it selfish, that everything else will, that will negatively impact your relationships, your business, etc., etc. But as you have just shared, that is an absolute bullshit. That is the conditioning that we were made, to believe as women. And it's the exact opposite. When you put yourself on a pedestal, and we're not talking like, I am the best and you are, below me. That's not the pedestal that we talk about. We talk about like, I am the queen of my universe. You can be a queen of your own universe too.
Exactly.
You can be a queen of the universe too. And that's how women truly start impacting the world in such a positive sense, that when we put ourselves first, everyone else benefits.
But the interesting thing is what, you pointed out to me is so much established coaching takes you the other way, right? Do you remember? And that I
Yes.
remember the session, me going, wait, that was me, but I had 10 years of coaching by other women who wanted to enforce the patriarchy without even knowing that's what they were doing. Right? It's so embedded in our world, like that. And that's when I lost it. So reclaiming it was huge. But I know so many women on my bed, in my classes, people who you speak to and our shared programs, who've been through the same with the best of intentions. Other people in our world make you give up your pedestal. So
I
how do
love
people distinguish?
Yes, yes. And I love that, because I know that this has now really become a part of the work that you do, right? Like, you train people to become amazing kinesiologists. So I'd love for you to share, like, what impact just embodying that belief, like, I'm putting myself on a pedestal first. I'm showing you as a business owner to put yourself on a pedestal first and tell people how amazing you are at what you do, not from a place of an ego, but from a place of like, I am fucking incredible. Like, you are missing out massively if you're not working with me. And I know that as soon as we start working together, amazing things happen. So I'd love for you to share, like, now that you're passing that belief on to your students, what impact has that had on your business and how they show up in the world?
It's incredible, because my mission for anyone who works with me has always been authenticity. And when you combine authenticity with you come first, I can't keep up with the number of clients who want to see me. I cannot keep up with the number of students who want to like join my foundation classes. But it's also watching their practices transform, watching their results with their clients transform, hearing about their marriages improve, hearing about their family life, their health. Like, it is so, we are so blessed to work in this positive spiral situation, which very few people have, right? Usually someone's success comes at the cost of something else. That's the way our society operates. But, we've built this model, and, for me, a lot of it has been just supercharged by you, where you win, I win, you win, someone else wins, 100 other people win. And there's nothing else like that.
I
It's
love that.
incredible.
I love that. I'd love just to come back what you shared. That was something really, really important. You said, when you were in your corporate world, like, you were rocking because you were so locked in, you were in your feminine energy, and then life happened and you've forgotten about it. And now you're back on, and you see that happening with your clients as well. What was actually happening kind of like in between, so that people can relate and understand, like, oh my gosh, like, I am there too.
Yes.
And for them to understand that what's causing it.
So it was definitely putting other people first, including your child. And it's interesting because you don't have to sacrifice yourself to put your child first when you kind of look at it that way. Yeah, it was putting my son first. It was putting my husband's needs first. It was overgiving to my husband, my son, overgiving to my clients, overgiving all around. And physically feeling really, really exhausted and hustling. You know, it was the, if I give a little bit more, if I do
Mm.
maybe another Instagram post, or if I just do one more task, that kind of constantly trying to do more, give more, and then just all of it falling on its ass anyway, because then your health suffers, everything else suffers, and then it's this horrible, like the reverse spiral of what we were in. And then actually knowing you're doing what you love, everything should be falling into place. You're in the right place, but where is it? Where is the money and the love and the freedom and the health and the happiness? It's that disconnect, right? And then you start to feel discouraged. And then what you do is you hustle harder.
Right. Yes.
You know,
Yes,
or
yes,
hey,
yes.
let me do another business. Let me take on another affiliate marketing program, or let me do another course, because I need to be better is
Yeah.
the other thing. It's not happening because I need to be better. But I mean, talking about it now, I'm just like, oh my God, what was that? You
It,
know,
I think, many people, many women, especially because, like my work is very much sort of like female based. But many female entrepreneurs can relate to this. Like when we're constantly on that, let me do this more. If I just do that one more, if I just do that one thing, a little bit more, if I overgive, if I, drop my prices, if I give an extra bonus, if I do this. And just like you said, it actually always comes back to where it's supposed to, because you're operating from the energy of lack and scarcity versus, just like you shared before, being so locked in, being so full of yourself, because
yourself.
who else are you meant to be full of than yourself? Being so embodied in that truth and knowing that what you do is amazing, that who you are is amazing, and there is no cringe, there is no ickiness then around selling your services, because you understand fully that selling is serving, that selling is embodiment, that selling is like, this is my mission. If I don't sell, I am actually taking the privilege of healing away from people.
Yes.
You actually become more selfish by not selling, by not being visible, by not sharing your authentic truth and your mission and your vision, than if you were out there daily and just saying like, I fully love myself, I fully back myself up, now I'm here to help you.
Yeah. And
Right?
it's also even like I'm now at the stage, thanks to you, where actually, you know what? You are so, not you, like whoever's watching, and you are really fucking lucky that you're even getting the opportunity to know about this.
Yes.
Right? Because if I don't share and you don't get the opportunity, you might never know. So how great is it for you that you get to see me sell?
Oh, I love this. I
Right?
love this.
If it's not for
Yes.
you, it's not for you. But if it was, and I didn't put it out there, you lost, right? Because other people are going to hear about it from me and come to me anyway.
Oh, mic drop, baby. I love this. So let's talk about tangible results, right? Because people are watching, people will be watching the replay. All of the energetic shifts, embodiment, amazing. That's the key piece locked in. But whoever's watching, like, can you share some tangible financial results with your clients? Like, what's changed in terms of how you now run your business, how you sell, etc., etc.?
I mean, my life is so easy. It's so simple. You know, I work um like so I used to work 4 or 5 days a week, sometimes 6, 7 days a week. Now I work maybe four at a stretch, 3 or 4 days. But those days are extremely efficient, you know, because one of the things we did that I loved is not only did we take my financial goals, my 6-figure, 5-figure financial goals, but we translated them. And I think this is very special and rare because no other coach I know has ever done this with me. We translated those goals into how I want my weeks to look.
Mm.
Because I still want to pick up my son. I still, you know, I pick him up most days. I take him to school every day. I prioritize my health first. You know, we flipped my day around completely. I have I have so much energy physically now. I don't know what to do with it, like, which is nuts. And so I'm working less and I'm generating the 5 figures a month that I've always wanted. And instead now of generating it from, for me personally, from many different sources, none of them quite at the level that I wanted, it's the two things that I love the most in the world. Focus time, so I don't have to do them all the time because I don't want to work all the time. And also what the problem I had was inconsistency. I could have an epic month and then the next one's way lower or flat, or the school holidays come and it's like, oh crap. Or, there was so much volatility. While now I'm so relaxed because I know it's there. Like it's there. Even if I can't, like, it'll arrive exactly when I need it. It's phenomenal. So my life is simpler, more efficient. I work less. I have more of what I actually want, which is, look, I'm sitting here at 11:30 on a Wednesday having a chat with you because I can.
Amazing. I'd love to just touch upon the consistency bit, because everyone talks about be consistent, post consistently, sell consistently, be visible consistently. And you were doing all of this before, right? And it wasn't generating the results that you wanted. You were even more exhausted, more frustrated, more burnt out. And what was, like, if you were to kind of sum up everything that we discussed, what was the one thing that shifted, that made the consistency so much easier and actually made consistency your norm, your baseline now versus the goal that you were reaching towards?
Only one thing?
You can share more.
I think it was the combination of just being locked in, having a plan that I looked at and I went, this is easy. Nobody else has ever shown me my dream 6 figures on a piece of paper where I look at it and I go, yeah, that's easy. Like, all I have to do is follow exactly what's on this plan and it will happen. Like, I've never ever had that, combined with the just total confidence in my own genius. And then also being able to express my genius, which means that when I'm now posting, even if it's not every day, it's completely embodied. So if I do 100 posts like this, I'm sure the world will explode. But back then it was 100 posts without this authentic, powerful, locked in genius. So it's just, yeah, it's gotten to the point where I when I'm out on the street or I'm on the train, people just want to talk to me because they can feel it. They want to know what do you do? Like, what do you do? Like, where are you going?
That's just, that's a cherry on top of the cake. Like, literally just the last 2 minutes of what you said. Being locked in, being so fully behind your genius, knowing how to articulate it, and then having the plan where you look at it and instead of feeling overwhelmed, like, how the F am I going to do that? And you're like, this is too scary. You go like, let's fucking do it.
It's a plan that, most plans or to-do lists stress people out, right? Like, I have lists, admin lists like that, and then I just ignore them nowadays. But never in my life have I had a plan for my own life. Like, I used to project manage, so I could give people plans. But I've never had a plan where I've looked at it and gone, that where it's like a comfort blanket, not a source of
Right. Yeah.
Plans don't do that, Joe. Like, it's pretty magical.
I love that. I love that. And one last question. If a woman is watching and wondering if now is the time to step into high-level one-on-one mentorship with me or any other programs, anything else that I've got available, what would you want her to know?
Oh my God, don't waste a year like I did. Don't waste time. Like, don't, it's like, I had this conversation with someone else recently about this, where you're at the precipice and you want to leap and you're so scared, But there's two types of leaps. There's one where you will fall off the cliff and die. And there's the other one where you've got you on the other side with a freaking massive net there and the universe going, come on, I'm waiting. It's like giving birth. You know, every time you have a contraction, it's awful and you think, I can't do this, I don't want to. But every time you go with the contraction and then you push, it gets the baby out.
Yes.
So I basically lengthened my labor of my beautiful new business by a fucking year. I shortened it.
I love this analogy because it's like, yes, the contraction brings the baby closer to you and you think,
Yes.
like, I cannot do this. And it's like, okay, being stuck in labor for the whole year. And I, again, like, just want to repeat again, like, I love you bring this analogy because this is how I see businesses for women. It's not just a paper business where you make money and you see the clients and you do the do's. This is your creation. Like, as a woman, you birth businesses, you birth ideas, you birth missions, you know, through your body, with your body, etc., etc. And there is nothing more magical. Like, I get so hyped up talking about this. There is nothing more magical than you giving yourself 100% absolute fucking permission to say to the world, this is the idea that I have. Like, every time I think about it, like, I get goosebumps. I know I have to do this.
Yes.
And yet you're there, contractions are happening and you're scared and you're afraid, like, you're thinking, you know, what if nobody buys? What if people are going to judge me? What if people are going to criticize me? It's still likely to happen. But when you're, like you said, when you're so fully locked in and behind and absolutely like powerful on, you actually do not give a flying F whether they do that or not, because you're focused on, like, that's my mission. Those are my people. I'm going to only focus on the people who are absolutely looking for my work. And I know that that's happened with you, right? Like, as soon as you were locked in, people were like, I cannot keep up. Like, I cannot keep up with the
people I haven't spoken to in years. Random email. Hey, what about this? You know, but it's so interesting because I think with birth, you expect the contraction, and you know there's something good on the other side, and then you're very happy to be like, hey, look at my baby's been born. And yet when it comes to our businesses, it's like we're not trained to know that when there's a contraction, it means you're about to birth something beautiful.
Yes.
And then you have the baby. Sorry, I'm using my crystal ball as a baby. And you don't even want to tell the world that you've birthed this beautiful thing. Like it's mental.
Oh my gosh.
So, honestly, don't waste time. And the biggest joke was when I leapt, I basically got my entire investment back in what was it, a week? So funny.
Right.
You know, that's why now I'm like, it doesn't matter, because if you keep investing in the right thing, it's for me now, it's almost like a negligible expense. And if you had spoken to me a year ago, I would have been hugely uncomfortable. Right? So my thing is just get over the discomfort. Just do it. Don't waste time the way I did. I could have shortened everything by a year.
Oh, I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that. And final thing, just tell people about your diploma. I want, share the platform, the opportunity to, I've got, loads of healthcare practitioners as my followers. So please tell them briefly, what is it that you do? When is your diploma due? And how different is it from any other kinesiology diplomas out there?
Oh my God, it's the best. Okay, so it's our first intake is in autumn. So we run autumn and spring. It's 6 months. It's weekly immersion. So it's not when you're in it, you're bathed in it for 6 months. It's not for the faint-hearted. It is a practitioner and a diploma. So most schools split it. So it means that you're going to leave with a diploma qualification. It's for anyone who's done foundation kinesiology as an entry level. I don't care which school you trained at. I don't give a fuck how you muscle test. If you care about helping people fast, I'm the place to be. And what makes it really, really special, is that we work across 6 realms. So most schools will work with structure, nutrition, emotions, and energetics. Nobody else works with metaphysics and embodiment. Nobody. Like,
Mm,
you know, and when you work with metaphysics and embodiment, which is a lot of what you and I talked about today, right? Like, as you and I work together, I refine even my diploma course because I'm always learning. But when you work like that, we're talking instant transformations.
mm,
You know, I don't want to see the same client over and over again with the same shit. I'd rather help 100 more people.
yeah, yeah, amazing. And I just, if I can add from my kind of side about your diploma, I remember just when I channeled the metaphysical bits and the embodiment bits, and we both felt like the bigness of it. I remember sitting there as like, Saadia, what the F are you doing? Like, we need to get it out there. Like, you need to get it out there. And that's what I love about my work, when I'm actually able to tap into the timeline where you're already serving people. Like, this is already fully on board in your business. It is so much quicker to make these quantum jumps because I'm bringing that tangibility into your work. And you're like, oh my God, you get excited by your work.
Yes.
That's I think the key. When you get excited and so passionate about your work, sharing it with the world becomes so much easier, and it becomes joyful rather
Yeah.
than something that you have to do,
To do.
something like I have to be visible,
Yeah.
I have to post every single. No, you don't have to.
Yeah.
You get to choose to share it with the world.
And imagine, otherwise, it would still be sitting on the shelf, completely lost to humanity. Like it gets me really emotional that in such a short time, you know, we've gone from unclear framework sitting on the shelf to a nearly full diploma class in autumn of people who are going to change the world. Like,
Wow.
and
Wow.
it's just the beginning. Like, how long have we worked together now? One to what 6?
10 weeks.
Yeah.
10
One
weeks
to one.
one-on-one.
What the hell is going to happen?
Watch it, world. Watch it, world. Watch it, world. Oh my gosh, Saadia, it was just amazing to chat with you. And I'm gonna save this live here on Instagram. I'm also going to publish it as a podcast because we need to spread it wide and proud. And anybody who is interested in finding out more information about Saadia's diploma, please head over to her profile, follow her. She's amazing. She is just a no bullshit teacher who is just going to show you how the things are done, how to make your life easy, how to help more clients, how to stop wasting time, not knowing what to do, and just give you the laser precision to help your clients heal faster. And if anyone is interested in knowing more about my one-on-one mentorship or any other programs that I currently have available, feel free to just simply reach out in my DMs. Let's have a chat. Let's see what you are planning, what your vision mission is, and let's see if we're a match. Okay.
You know,
Thank you
Joe,
so
I
much.
hesitated a bit when you were like, let's do the live, or and when I told people about you on my post, because I was a bit like, but do I really want to share the genius that is my post? What, you know, this little like, but what about me? You know, she's mine. And then I was like, no, Saadia, people need to know.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much, lovely. And guys, if you have any questions, let us know kind of like what resonated the most with you in this live and in this podcast recording. Drop us a comment, drop us a message. And I am just so excited. I know that there more people are coming. I'm seeing like literally like hundreds and hundreds of people coming into your diploma. This is so much needed. Like we need it especially now, and alternative ways of alternative. It's not even alternative. It's the way
It
to
is the
healing.
way. Yeah, you're right.
It is
See,
the
you
way
did it
to
again.
healing. Are so needed in this world.
Yeah. But equally, we need women behind us.
Yes.
Who can reflect to us
the power,
the gift within us, yes. Which is what you do. So we got work to do.
Yay! Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Saadia. Have an incredible day.
Joe.
And I will see you next week in our coaching calls. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in, and we will see you very soon. Bye.
Bye.